Joining me now, Florida Democratic Party Chair Nikki Fried. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, is there any chance Florida's in play for the presidential race? Any chance?
Absolutely.
Come on.
I swear.
I heard that from Texans last night.
Well, we're a little bit more blue than Texas. But no, there's an argument to be made for a couple of reasons. One is what has happened in our state since DeSantis became governor. He has taken our state into such an extreme direction that people are tired. They're tired of the book banning. They're tired of going after our educational environment. They're tired of all of the noise that DeSantis has created. And with a Kamala Harris energy, we have 25,000 new volunteers that are throughout the entire state, from our red areas to our blue areas to our purple areas. The energy is really palpable, and we feel it everywhere.
Do you have the infrastructure to use those 25,000 volunteers?
We do. Since I became chair last year, that's what we did. I burned down the whole party, and we started over. So we have now 28 staff members. We've built an extremely diligent get-out-the-vote mechanism in every part of our state. In fact, this past year, we filled every congressional, every House, and every Senate seat. That is the first time that Florida Democrats have done that in over 30 years. There's something happening on the ground. There is a tremendous momentum shift. People are tired of the chaos, and they're ready to have balance back.
So you were here last night. I think you'd probably agree that one of the most powerful moments came on that stage. There were three separate, I think there were four people in three spotlights telling their own personal abortion stories, and I want to listen to at least one of them.
I was raped by my stepfather after years of sexual abuse. I can't imagine not having a choice. But today, that's the reality for many women and girls across the country because of Donald Trump's abortion bans. He calls it a beautiful thing. What is so beautiful about a child having to carry her parents' child?
Where I was sitting, people gasped, audibly gasped at what she had to say. She was 12 years old when her stepfather impregnated her. Do you think that in 2024, and you've got this coming up, this could be as impactful as we saw it was in 2022, even in 2020?
Absolutely. Now we're living under a 6-week abortion ban in the state of Florida. When Ron DeSantis pushed the 6-week ban, 77% of Floridians were opposed. And now we're seeing the stories coming out of women being turned away at emergency rooms, mothers taking their daughters, having similar stories that we just heard, and they're being turned away. And so we are seeing a coalition in Florida that is Democrat, Republican, and independent. Now our independents consist of about almost 1/3 of the demographic in our state. And you're seeing people frustrated and angry that this right was taken away from them. And so we are building this coalition. It needs 60% in Florida to get over the finish line. And it's polling at 69%. It really is truly impacting every part of our state because people fundamentally do not want politicians in their bedroom. They don't want them in the classroom, they don't want them in the bedroom, and they certainly don't want them in the doctor's offices.
Is there anything that's going to happen tonight that would give you a clue as to where this is going? I'm thinking, for example, one of the biggest races, Rick Scott, right? The sitting senator. He's got a couple of folks running against him in the primary. There was a new Suffolk University poll that showed only 35% of Florida voters have a favorable impression of him. 49% have an unfavorable opinion. Is he vulnerable? And assuming he wins tonight, I think that, the Cook Political Report still lists this as likely Republican. Is it worth an investment on the Democratic side?
Without a doubt, 35% favorability. We already knew that we didn't like him, but now we hear this, so does everybody else. And so this is an opportunity for really, if the investment is there, we have great candidates that are going to come. One is going to come out of the primary this evening, and if one of them is Debbie Marcus.
Are you sending a message to DNC?
Every day, every day. And if our candidate, Debbie Marcus Powell, which we are the likely one to come out of it, is a strong, dynamic female who is going to be able to go after Rick Scott, who has been talking about a national abortion ban. So how can voters be going to vote for putting it back into the Florida Constitution and vote for Rick Scott, who will come to the United States Senate and try to revoke it? He's also bad on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and with the type of demographics in our state, Rick Scott is vulnerable, and he's already taken his eyes off of Florida as he wants the leadership race, and so he's crisscrossing the state, spending money at other locations, and so don't sleep on Florida. We've got a lot of things going on that really should tip the scales for some victories.
You are nothing if not a good ambassador for your state. Nikki Fried, we appreciate you coming in and taking the time.